Kom då, Anders.
Dags.
Hi, welcome to today's live stream, where we will be demoing the Logosol B751 and how to load it on a trailer. My name is Andreas.
Anders.
Karin.
We all work here at Logosol. Logosol is a Swedish company based in Härnösand in Sweden. It's a family-owned business, and we have been in operation for 30 years. If you want to know more about Logosol and our products, please visit logosol.com. On there you will find prices, more information about the products and information about Logosol. You can also find contact information to Logosol here in Sweden and to our dealers and distributors worldwide. Today we are going to demo the B751. Karin will be looking through the chat, so please send in questions and suggestions on future live streams subjects. I mean, if you want to see a special product or an accessory or something like that, and we will see what we can plan for the future. We have had previous live streams where we demoed different products, and we will continue to have one live stream each week. You can find the demo schedule or the live stream schedule on logosol.com. You can find it on our Facebook page, Logosol Portable Sawmills, and you can also find it on YouTube, and that's also on Logosol Portable Sawmills. So,
Yes.
let's begin.
Yes.
So remember to send in questions in the chat, and we will try to answer as many as possible during this live stream. The B751 is a bandsaw mill capable of milling logs up to 75 centimeters in diameter and a board width of 60 centimeters. It comes in several different motor options. We have petrol motors, Briggs & Stratton, 13 horsepower, or 18 horsepower Vanguard, Briggs & Stratton. We also offer it with 3-phase electric motors. We have a 4 kilowatt option, and we have an 8 kilowatt motor option as well. And those are 3-phase, 400 volt, 50 hertz. So it's electric motors for the European market or electricity grid. The standard cutting length is 4.8 meters, but you can of course extend the rail, so you can get it as long as possible, or as long as you need it to be. So this one is the standard length without extensions. So you have four cross banks where you put the log on, and we have these log clamps. I'm going to take my phone and show you a bit more in detail how the log clamps and some nice features of the saw head as well. Let's see if the technology is with us. So this is the patented log clamp that we have. It consists of, you have this bar in the bottom with different holes to adapt to different log width. And then you put the log clamp in, and you use the large accenter to take up the gap from the log. And then you use the handle to push the log firmly against the log rests. And the log rests are on the opposite side here. And as you can see, you can have them in 3 different heights. And this is the shorter one of the log rests. It also comes with the with taller or higher log rests as well. But these are the short ones. And in the bottom, down here, is the setting for adjusting the log, what do you call it? To adjust the squareness of the log rests. So with that setting, you're able to get the log rests absolutely square against the log bed. So we have 2 of these log rests here. And then if we look at the saw head itself, it's a sturdy saw head with large pylons that hold the saw head up. And on this side you have the adjustable blade guide, which you can push in or out to give the blade, optimal support against the log. And if you have it in the outmost position, you can cut a board that's 60 centimeters wide. And the blade guide rollers are also adjustable in the back here, so you can adjust them in all sides, which means that you can get the perfect alignment of the saw blade so that it's parallel with the rail to give you the perfect cut. And if we open up the lid here, the lid is fixed in 2 positions, and you have a hinge or 2 hinges on the top and the locking mechanism up here. So the lid is held in position when you open it up. Then you can see we have the driving band wheel here and the free spinning wheel over there. And the blade, the band wheels are actually made as fan wheels. So they actually push the sawdust out with quite big force. So it throws it out on this end, and on this one here we put a piece of tubing there, because then you can get the sawdust in a nice line that you can take care of by the side of the sawmill instead of having it flowing everywhere. And also here you can see the band tension indicator. And if we close the lid again, we just release the lock and close it in position. The saw head is lifted up and down with chains. We have a chain here going up to a bar in the top where the lifting of the saw head happens. And then we have the handle on the side here, which is in increments of 1/8 of an inch. So 1 full turn is 25 millimeters or 1 inch, and 1 increment is 1/8 of an inch, which is basically the same as the curve. which makes it really easy to calculate the curve when you're cutting, when you're milling. And if we take a look at the scale here, we have this red dot, which is the last cut indicator. And that gives you the possibility to remember the previous cut. So if you're milling board after board after board without removing them, you actually know. So if you lift the saw blade up and move it back, and then you go down to the exact same position, so you know where the previous cut was, and then you can start preparing for the next cut. So that's the absolute scale in centimeters and in millimeters and in inches. And this is the production scale where we have 1 inch, 1.5, 1 3/4, quarter inch, and 2 inch. So if you follow these marks on that scale, you end up with the exact board in the bottom. So if you follow the 1 inch marks, they are adjusted for the curve, and then you know that you end up with a 1 inch board or 1.5, depending on which scale you choose to follow when you're milling. And this bar here, that's actually a cool thing, because this is the water tank. So it's an aluminum bar which stabilizes the saw head, but it also serves as a reservoir for the water. So you have a hose going down here, down to the saw blade. So that actually cools off the saw blade while milling, and the lever for turning on and off the water is here. It's a Swedish-made sawmill, and it's assembled here in Härnösand. And it comes pre-assembled. The saw head comes pre-assembled. The only thing you need to assemble yourself is the rail. So it comes in a nice looking pallet with the saw head pre-assembled. So it's just to assemble the rail, put on the motor, and start milling. And that's about it. I think about the B751, I can actually show you the difference. If you look at the B751, the rail is a bit different compared to the other mills we have. So the B751 rail, it's a sheet metal rail that consists of several plates that are bolted together. And on the B751 PRO, as you can see here, it's a steel tube frame. So it's a more rigid frame that you can put on a lot of more accessories on, or as we have here, a trailer kit. So that's the biggest difference between the B751 and the B751 PRO. But this is the standard B751. And you can see there are feet underneath that are adjustable. Those feet come with the sawmill so that you can get it completely level on basically any surface, as long as it's like a rigid surface. But that way you can actually adjust the supporting points to give it a good support over the length of the rail. Do we have any questions?
Yes, we have some questions regarding the cost of the sawmill.
Yeah. If you go to logosol.com, you can find all prices online. So if you go to logosol.com and choose sawmill and band sawmill, You can click the B751 category and you can find the prices for the different versions of the B751 sawmill.
Yes.
And you can also find prices on the B751 PRO and the B1001. All prices are online.
All products.
All products, all prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the biggest advantage of a bandsaw mill over a chainsaw mill?
The biggest advantage that I think is that on a bandsaw mill you have a thinner curve. So of course you get a higher, what do you say? Do you say output or efficiency? I mean, if you're cutting a log and the curve on a bandsaw mill is half of what the curve in a chainsaw mill has. So you can actually convert more sawdust into boards with the bandsaw mill. That's probably the biggest advantage. And then it's easier to handle larger logs on a bandsaw mill like this than it is on a chainsaw mill. So for logs from 70 centimeters and up, it's more effective to handle them on a bandsaw mill, and logs 70 centimeters and below in diameter, it's probably more efficient to mill them on a chainsaw mill.
Mhm. One more question.
Yeah.
I'd like to know more about how to adjust the log for the initial cut.
I can switch to my phone or camera again.
We can. Should we turn it up? Then we can.
Yeah, we can turn it up and turn it up. Yeah, we can flip the log 90 degrees and show you exactly, because that will be like we're doing our first cut actually. So on this mill here we have I think I'll move to here. We have the toe board. So what Anders is doing now is putting the log rests a bit higher, because we're turning the log up like that. So now we have a rough side underneath, and to compensate for the curve, not for the curve, to compensate for the taper of the log, if the log is tapered, it's a bit bigger on the bottom end and thinner on the top end. And what you can do is you can measure the bottom part. You can actually put the saw blade down and you can measure the height of the log over there. And then you can pull the saw head to the thinner end where we have the toe board. So now, to compensate for the taper, we need to lift the log up half of the difference from the top end, from the bottom end and the top end. And you see he's using the toe board to lift it up. And that's the half of the difference we had from the bottom. So now we use the toe board to compensate for the taper. So now we have the center of the log in line with the saw blade and the mill. Yeah.
No more questions?
No more questions. Then we'll continue milling.
Take a cut.
Looks nice.
Yeah.
Do we have any more questions?
No.
No? So, I mean, it's quite easy to mill on this bandsaw mill with the, I mean, by using the scales that you have, you don't have to calculate that much. I showed you the production scale, which means that if we turn this log around, then we have the slab part on top. If we just hit one of the marks on the 1-inch scale, we can actually keep cutting 1-inch boards all the way down to the bottom, and we have a 1-inch board left as the last board. And that's actually the thinnest you can cut in the bottom as well, 1 inch or 25 millimeters. So easy to get starting, easy to set up, and with the adjustments you have, you can adjust the mill for the perfect cut. We also offer a couple of different saw blades for our bandsaw mills. We have the normal spring steel blade, which is for softwood and for not that how do you say it? Not that demanding milling. Lasts for a couple of hours normal milling before you need to regrind it. And then we have the HSS blades, a bimetal blade. It's a spring steel in the backing, and it's a bimetal tooth. Lasts a bit longer, better for hardwood and more demanding cutting or milling. Can also be regrinded. And then we also offer a carbide tip blade, which lasts for a long time, and you don't have to regrind it at all. You can use it very long before you need to get a new blade. It is possible to regrind a carbide tip blade, but it needs a very good a diamond sharpener with water cooling. The sharpener we offer, the Grind Lux, is very good for the normal blades and for the bimetal blades. And with that grinder, which also you can find it online, and both how you use it and the cost for it, we have a very nice video on YouTube about that grinder as well. Easy to set up, easy to use, and it's driven by 12 volts, so you can run it from a car battery wherever you are. You can sharpen the blades about 4 to 6 times before you need to discard the blades and start up with the new one. We have any more questions?
Yes. Would it be possible to unload, set up, use and reload as a one-man operation? That's a good question.
That's a good question, and it's actually possible with the right tool. Definitely. What we are going to show you here today now is how to load it on a trailer, and basically I'm helping out a little bit, but Anders is doing it all by himself, so it's totally possible. So we're going to show you that in a little while. And now we're actually going to load it on like a regular trailer. So, but we'll show you how you can do it, or how we do it. This is actually the way we take it to trade shows and exhibitions. Do we have any more questions? No? Okay. I think we'll mail a couple of boards.
Yeah.
Then we'll turn it around and drop the toe board and make a few cuts from the other side as well. And as you can see, it's perfectly okay to just mill board after board and leave the boards on here. You can fit about 8 inches of boards between the saw blade and the top of the saw head here. So you can keep stacking them and then taking a bunch of boards away. Do we have any questions?
Yes. Is the angle really square on the cut trunk?
If the angle is really square on the
Cut
cut trunk, it's hard to tell really, but I think it's pretty square when it's set up against the log rests.
Yeah. Perhaps you could show the rollers and the setup.
Yeah. If you put the, if you just flip the log your way. I can show it here. If we have the log rests here, you hang them in these. It's a screw and a spacer, and it goes against that eccentric plate in the bottom. So by turning that clockwise or counterclockwise, you adjust the angle from the log bed to the log rests. So that way you can get them exactly square against the bed. So it's a really good feature, because when you're making beams, you want the beams to be exactly square. And now if we turn this around, we can actually remove the log rests completely, because there's a small edge on the log beds itself that is enough to hold the cant in position. We'll take a slab out of that one.
vad vill.
Kör. Nice!
More logs.
More logs. Do we have any questions in the chat?
Does the saw move automatically, or do you have to push it through?
It's a push feed. So we push it through the log.
Yes.
If you look at the other bandsaw mills we have, the B751 PRO and the B1001, there is an option to purchase the smart set, which is an electronically controlled feed motor and height adjustment as well. But on the B751, there's push feed.
And that's very easy.
It's
not
really
hard,
easy.
hard at all.
It cuts like
Butter.
it's like butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very fun and easy,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I agree. Do we have any more?
No.
No?
Not
Okay. Then I think we move over to the main event, as the title of the live stream says, how to load the B751 on a trailer. We have a film about it as well. If you go into Logosol portable sawmills on YouTube, you can find a complete video covering how to load and unload the B751.
Look, Andreas. Very fine.
Yeah, it's nice on a trailer. So, but now we're going to attempt this live. We're going to load the B751 on the trailer that we have here. And it's easier. What we will show is that we will remove the feet from the mill, because it's easier to slide the rail on the trailer itself. So now we're taking away the nuts that are holding the support feet from falling down. And then we will lift it up. And show you how it's done, or how we do it. I mean, every time we take the B751 on a trade show, this is the way we do it. And we actually have a special tool for it as well, or a special tool. It's a product that we call the Smart Pusher, which we use to actually lift it up. So what Anders will start with is he moved the saw head to that position, and he will lift it up here. And it's easy to lift here now because the weight of the saw head is on the opposite side. And then he will use some log blocks to put under the rail so that we can flip it up the other way.
If you need to lift a log or something in the...
It's really good because it has a sharp hook on the bottom part of it, so you can actually, I mean, it's what it's made for. You hook it in the end of the log and you can lift a log up really easy on one side, and then you go around on the other side and do the same.
Very useful.
Here we're using it to lift the bandsaw mill, and it works very well for that. And just by the weight of the saw head, it swings over to that side. And then we take the trailer and push it underneath. And we will lift it a little bit more so we can get the trailer in a bit longer.
Good. Yes.
Yeah, like that. And again, with the weight of the saw head, we can push it up on the trailer. And if we want to, we can actually push it manually. Actually, it slides very well on the plywood bottom of the trailer, so we can actually push it a bit further in if we want to. And then we just position the saw head so we get the correct pressure on the drawbar beam and fix the saw head in position. If you want to, it's very easy to split the rail here. It's 8 screws that you need to remove, and just separate the rail and put this rail piece on top of the other. That way you don't have anything sticking out. But this is actually fully functional. And for unloading, we do it the opposite way. We just slide the saw head back and it tips down, and then slide the trailer out. So it's really easy, and it's quite fast as well to just load it and then to unload it and put it up ready to mill again. So you don't have to mess with any setting on the sawmill, really, just to put it on a good surface and then adjust the support feet. And the reason to why we're not having the support feet here now is because it slides much better on the trailer without the support feet. And of course, if the support feet have been in different positions depending on where you have been milling, they will be in different heights, and you have to readjust them just to have them on the trailer. It's easier to remove them like this. Do we have any more questions?
Yes. Are there dealers in the United States?
Yes. There are dealers or distributors in the United States. If you go to logosol.com and choose the US, you get the contact details for all of them on our webpage. I think you can go directly to logosol.us as well. They carry both the bandsaw mills and the chainsaw mills and all of our products.
Great. No more, no more questions.
No more
now.
questions. Yeah, but we showed you the B751 and how to load it on a trailer, and also a walkthrough of the functions of the B751 as well. You can find more information on our webpage, including pricing. You go to logosol.com. You can also find contact details to Logosol and to our dealers and distributors on the homepage. If you want to reach out to us directly, you can call us, and you can send us an email, or you can use the contact form on the webpage. You can also contact us by visiting our Facebook page, Logosol Portable Sawmills. You can also reach out on Instagram and on YouTube, and it's Logosol Portable Sawmills there as well. The bandsaw mills are made in Sweden, assembled here in Härnösand. Comes in a neat package, a pallet with the saw head pre-assembled. If you purchase from Logosol, you get 2-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee as well. Yeah. Do we have anything else to tell our viewers?
I love the B751. It's a super product. I'm so very proud of it. The customers are super happy with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've sold a lot of bandsaw mills now.
Yeah.
Since we launched, and it's been amazing, and we have a lot of happy customers, not only in Sweden but all around the world.
Yeah.
And I can take the moment to tell that as well. I mean, we ship all over the world, and if you don't find a dealer on the logosol.com page, you come directly to Logosol, the headquarters here in Sweden, and we will help you with a shipping quote or a machine quote if you want it shipped to your country. We deal with that every week, and we're really good at it, and
Yeah.
we have a good competence in sending our products all over the world via air and sea shipping. So don't hesitate to contact us if you have any requests or questions. We'll be happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe.